Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to episode 6 of our Crackpack modded Minecraft Let's Play series. If you notice, I've actually added a few more of these wind turbines. I know they're not the most, I guess they're kind of like an OP, like easy to get into power source, but it's just a temporary thing. I was running my ore processing really heavy, and it just wasn't keeping up on the power. Because I did a bit of nether mining, and if you're familiar with nether ores, you can take those and smelt them, and when you do, say you smelt a nether gold ore, you're going to get 2 gold ores, and then of course you process them, and there you go, you got 6 ingots from that one ore. So I did a bit of mining in the nether to get us ready for this episode, and so I did add those, and I've got some over there which we're going to cover in just a little bit. I did start breeding geishal greens, and potatoes and carrots are actually pretty close to being done. The wheat seeds, I can't seem to get that growth to 10. I'm going to keep trying. I know it's possible, but I've went through, I think, 7 or 8, just 9, 10, 10s, just back to back. So you'll also notice that right here, I finally got a gold chocobo. I actually got it on the second attempt. With the, with the gold geishals on the white and blacks, and I did equip this one with saddlebags and a saddle as well. And I did notice if you just right click on these, you can have them drop their gear, which I didn't actually notice that. I knew there was a way to do it, it slipped my mind. So, but anyway, we got this gold chocobo, so if you notice, I can just fly this thing around, and it is wonderful. The flight mechanics are really good. You look pretty boss flying around on this thing, and it does control very well. There is no stamina bar or anything, and then usually when I land it, I'll tell it, if I'm going to go do something, I'll just tell it to stay, and it'll just hang out and wait for me, or I'll just tell it to follow me, just depending on what I'm doing. If I'm going underground or something, I'll have it stay. But, this thing has been amazing. If we pull up the map here, you'll notice I explored an absolute ton of stuff way down there and a little bit to the north, because this chocobo does make it quite easy. So you'll see marks all over the place and everything. Because I've been doing a bit of exploration, and I figure we'll probably be moving fairly soon, so getting that gold chocobo was definitely lucky. Definitely nice. Actually, while we're up here, let me go ahead and grab this ore off these sheep. I need to get some more ores, or different ores from those. Also, one thing I will mention is that when you mine nether quartz in the nether, instead of dropping, just a straight up nether quartz, it does drop the block itself. So the main reason I was in the nether in the first place was to get lapis, because if you notice, we now have a 450 out of 450 Fortune 3 pick. I haven't started doing speed or anything yet, but I did want to get that knocked out, because I found some diamonds and stuff, and it was definitely something that I wanted to get going for us. So, okay, it's got to do all that, and then it's got to do all that gold. But if we open up this, you'll notice I have quite a few diamonds, and I've got quite a bit of this. But one of them, before I forget, MC Dodge 34 made some really good suggestions on the last video in the comments. If you notice now, if I pull up mechanism, it doesn't have all those tanks in there. He suggested there was a config file you needed to edit in the ini file. So I made those changes. It's basically just turning off where it shows the fluid and gas tanks. Turn that off, and it does make searching it a lot quicker. It doesn't seem to lag up when it goes to search it and stuff. So definitely suggest that. He actually listed in the comments for the last video, so if you want, check it out. But if you open up your ini file, it's just, you'll notice that it's just fluid and liquid tanks. You just set that to false. And then also he suggested there was a change to the texture pack, and so if you're getting the texture pack off the FTB launcher, it's not going to have that update. But if you just go to the Faithful website and get I got the modded texture pack, got the newest one, it does fix that mechanism bug that we had last episode. So definitely check that out, and thank you again for TMC Dodge for suggesting those things. Very, very very helpful. He also made some suggestions about hanging up our tools and stuff, but I decided that today, we're getting in a situation with just junk, and I hate when it gets to this point. I've got chests over here filling up, and everything's gonna end up getting messy rather quickly, and I don't like having these chests all over the place. So what we're gonna do today, the first thing is we are actually going to get into sorting system. And originally I was thinking about doing storage drawers or something like that, but I do believe we're going to do something different today and go with RF Tools, because RF Tools has a really powerful storage system, really nice and fairly cheap to get into. Plus it's pretty much like Applied Energistics in the fact that it's small, it's compressed, doesn't take up a lot of space, but it actually, unless they've changed it in the recent past, it doesn't actually require power either. Oh, it does now, because I see infusing bonuses reduce power consumption. That's okay. We're going to get into it anyway. Oh no, that's for the remote storage. Never mind. The modular storage is what we're going to want. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a machine frame crafted up here really quick, and get that. Let's grab a bit of iron, a bit of lapis, and if you get lapis and nether quartz and stuff, best thing to do, lapis, go ahead and cook it, get your 2 ores. Don't cook it in the alloy smelter though. Cook it in just the standard furnaces, or if you have a redstone furnace. The alloy smelter, NEI says it just gives 1. Now I know some packs that's actually a bug and it actually gives 2. I'm not for sure, I didn't test it with this pack, but I just cooked them in the standard furnace. Not a big deal. And then once you get the ores, just use the straight nether quartz ore or the cooked down lapis ore. Just run it through the enrichment chamber, and you're going to get like 12 lapis, and I believe it's like 7 or 8 nether quartz, something like that. It's quite a bit. So let's go ahead and get our modular storage. And I've got the nether quartz on me. Redstone chest. Okay. I've got plenty of that stuff. And there we go. Okay, so this block, where do we want to set this down? Another reason that I want to get into this today is because I'm planning on moving the base after this episode, start moving things over, and modular storage would make it so easy, because we could throw everything in there and then just take it, in one trip pretty much. So there's our block. Like I said, this isn't going to require any power at all. It's really nice, and it's fairly cheap to build. Now the next thing that you're going to need to actually make it store things is these storage modules. So the tier 1 holds 100 stacks, tier 2 200, and then tier 3 300. So we're going to go ahead, they're fairly cheap. So let's go ahead and just jump straight towards the tier 3, I do believe. Tier 3 is the only slightly more expensive part, but even then it's not that bad really. So it's not anything that's out of our reach at all. What was this? Okay. And then we'll just upgrade it. Let me make some more chests actually. Okay. And we won't get into all of them, but I'll just briefly go over some of the features of RF tool storage. It is extremely powerful, and I think you guys are going to like it if you're not, if you're not already familiar with it. So, okay, we'll need a couple blocks of quartz. This is the only really expensive part is the tier 3 itself. I believe it's 2 blocks of gold. correct, and then a block of redstone. Yes. And there we go. We got our tier 3 storage module. So we'll just come over here. We'll pop this. Let's see. Right into... Where do we... There we go. Right into there. Okay, they changed it. It used to be on the bottom here. So you can have up to 3 storage modules in each of these. But, I mean, you can set up multiples and stuff. And so now this thing can hold 300 stacks. So let's go ahead. Let's just chuck in... You know, some of this just assorted junk that we've got. Not that. There we go. Just a bunch of just junk. And then, of course, we can search it. We can search for coal. We can remove things with the mouse wheel, which is really awesome. We can have it sorted. You can sort on name, on count. You can also change the way that items are shown, which I really love that. I tend to go with like that or with that, just depends, probably with this. Now if you notice, it is going to make these things into stacks. So nether quartz, you know, there's 2 different slots here. That's because we've currently got 2 stacks. And then we can say there's 10 out of 300. You can have it not show the groups. So... See, I was thinking that would affect like the nether quartz, but it's not. I don't know, we'll figure that out. And then that just, if you have, say I pulled, say, you know, a bunch out of that, and then I hit, you know, the compact equal stacks, it's going to make, you know, fill up one of them and just leave the other one, you know, kind of down. And then you can also cycle to the next storage module and so on. Now there's also some additional modules in here. There's a storage module tablet. So that one, you can put a storage module into it and mess with it. You know, it's kind of like just a tablet that you can take with you. If you notice, it is a bit more expensive. I don't even have an emerald, so we're not going to be able to make that today. This remote storage module, basically what you're going to do with that is there is this remote storage block, and you can set that up, and that one is RF powered, so you're going to have to hook it into your power system. But then you can put one of those RF storage or RF storage modules and put it into there, and also put one of your storage modules, like your tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, put it in there, and it's going to stay in the remote storage module. And then you're going to put this remote one in there and link it to that storage module, and then you can put it into that remote storage block and actually be able to access it anywhere. And what's nice is, you know, you'll have to put down one of these, you know, modular storages, but you can do interdimension and everything, you know, other dimensions. So you could have multiple bases set up and all hooked into the same modular storage system across all those bases that way. And it really, you know, only require the power in the initial base that's running the modular storage block itself. There's also a thing for dimlet storage, so if you're doing a lot with dimlets and researching them and all that, that's actually really, really nice. An OR dictionary storage module, so you can set it up for OR dictionary support. Generic storage module is just for sorting items and stuff, and then you have like a filter that you can change, like what can go into it and what can't, and so on. So really, really nice. We will probably I'll probably make some adjustments to this off camera, you know, as I'm setting it up. I'm not going to fill it up and all that on camera, and we may add a few more in here and have one just for, say, ores and so on. And I might even set up multiple modular storage blocks, you know. But it's kind of nice. It's probably one of the best, in my opinion anyway, one of the best storage systems prior to either like a really over-the-top logistics pipe system with auto crafting and everything, or applied energistics, of course. So, but that was the that was the first thing I wanted to cover today, because, like I said, I mean, we can just we can just grab this, and it's going to keep its inventory just like you know, the storage storage components from Applied Energistics. Then we can just put it in there, and you know, we've got everything, and no power, which is really, really nice. So the next thing that I want to cover is another part of getting us moved over, building a new base and all that good stuff, is we're going to set up just a quick Cobbleworks, basic one. We're not going to be making circuit plates and all that, but we are going to be making smooth stone, glass, sand, gravel, concrete, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into that. The first thing that we're going to want is just a few of these sag mills. A few sag mills, a few alloy smelters, pulverizers, and I'll show you really, really quickly the way I'm going to do this, and then I'll prep those machines and stuff off camera. So of course, if you take cobblestone, flip through here, and oh, we don't want to cook it, but if you take it and you pulverize it, you're going to get sand with a 15% chance for gravel. And let's see. Okay, I noticed they've changed that, so you're going to get sand on this too. Okay, I know used to the sag mill produced gravel, or was it backwards? Pulverizer made gravel with secondary sand, and the other one made sand with secondary gravel. But now it seems like they're changing it over to just sand with secondary gravel on either of them. So, which I was wanting to look. Okay, we could pulverize netherrack. That's an option. Or pulverize stone. Okay, so we might do the stone method then. But anyway, I'm going to cut camera for just a little bit, get this stuff built, and we'll set it up, you know, once everything's ready to go, and we'll get ourselves a Cobbleworks started. Okay, welcome back. I went ahead and set it up just so it would be quicker, because there is still a couple of small things that I want to cover this episode, you know, to get us ready to get moved and everything, and get to where we can actually build things. So the way I have this set up is back here, I just have an extra utilities transfer node with a couple world interaction upgrades, just iron and sapphire, so not that expensive. We've got plenty of that stuff. Honestly, I probably could have went with one, but it's pumping out into a pulverizer, and then if that fills up, it goes into this cobble barrel, which I just used the cobble barrel that we were, you know, using over there, because we really only need cobble in one place. And of course that's already full, but it's pulverizing that down into sand, and then the gravel, the secondary gravel, is going up here. So if we need gravel, we've got a little bit on hand. It's not something we're going to use a ton of, so I'm not too worried about that right this second. And then the sand is getting pumped through into this redstone furnace that's cooking it into glass. And I just use transfer nodes. You know, I don't have the ender pearls right now to use item conduits and stuff, so transfer nodes are fine. A little bit cheaper, expensive on redstone, but you know, I can't do the 4 at a time craft. You know, I have absolutely no ender pearls right now. But that's got our glass covered. And then over here, a transfer node with one world interaction upgrade for water. Just pumping into this igneous extruder that's making stone, and you know, keeping this pulverizer here stocked. And then of course that's breaking it down into sand as the secondary, and then gravel primary. That's being pumped out the back into this redstone furnace that's cooking the gravel up into concrete, because concrete is actually a block I like to build with. It's really good, chiseled and stuff. You can make asphalt, and it looks pretty nice, and I actually love the texture of it in this Faithful pack. It looks really, really good. So that's pretty much the way I have that set up, and then of course I have the energy conduits ran from the windmills over here. So it should be pretty self-explanatory. If you guys have any questions, just let me know, but it's just a basic Cobbleworks. Like I said, we're not going to be pulverizing the sand just yet for silicone, and I'm not too worried about getting flint from the gravel right this second either. Eventually we'll automate that stuff, because we'll use the flint in our sag mills to increase output. So the next thing that I want to jump into is I kind of want a bag. And Golden Bag of Holding is honestly my favorite bag. It's amazing. All it does is take a bit of gold. You know, if extra utilities is in the pack, Golden Bag of Holding's not disabled. That's always pretty much the one I go with, at least, you know, early on. Eventually we'll use ender pouches and things like that for different things. And one thing to keep in mind is this gold chocobo just likes to do whatever the hell he wants to do. So he is very, very bad about just... Oh, cool. Charge creeper right there. I've been finding a lot of those in this pack. So, just be aware of that. Oh, that's a concussion creeper, though. Okay. Hey. I guess concussion creeper has its own transformation. I mean, I know concussion creeper does, but charged, I guess, has its own animation. Because I know I've killed concussion creepers before, but... Anyway, let's go ahead and get just a little bit of wool here. And I do think once we get moved, we are going to start setting up ranchers and stuff to automate sheep and possibly cows, and also automate like a small tree farm, some things like that fairly soon, because that's something I want to definitely get going. You know, I've just been kind of holding off until we get moved, because that's, you know, that's something I particularly want to move once we get it set up. So, NEI. Okay. So let's get this. And I'll go ahead and throw this in the chest. Is that copper done? Oh, it is. Nice. Actually, really quick, I'm going to go ahead and get... Throw that in there. I don't need that. 3, 6... Actually, I think I only need 3. There we go. We'll get some bronze cooking up. Another thing that I want to get cooking up really quick is a bit of Invar and also a bit of Electrum, because it's something that we're going to get into in just a minute. Okay. So let me grab a diamond. And just a chest. Oops. And that'll get us the Golden Bag of Holding. So if you notice, we have a lot of slots in here. We can actually enchant this thing with Soulbound. We can also put a magical wood with it and get basically a Soulbound, but it only lasts like 1 death, and then you have to re-enchant it. I tend to just go with Soulbound and be done with it. And these can actually nest inside of each other as well. So if you want, you can make a bunch of different ones. You can name them. They're just a really good bag for, you know, early game. And like you saw, not terribly expensive. So that's definitely going to help us when we're, you know, out exploring and stuff. Of course, we have the saddlebags on our chocobos, but hopefully before too long, we'll get into actual like jetpacks and stuff. So we'll get that going. This is just about full. Okay. But anyway, the next thing, let me throw some of this junk into here, actually. I made extras of those. And by the way, one thing to note, because I haven't really noticed it outside of this pack, not that I recall. Generally, if you craft something that has durability, it's going to not shift click in from NEI, but when I was crafting the world interaction upgrades, they did shift click in. Of course, granted, one at a time, but you were able to shift click those picks into the crafting tables, which was awesome. Very awesome. So keep that in mind. It's definitely helps out a bit. So let me grab a bit of that and a bit of Invar. There it is. Okay, and we are going to actually upgrade this, because as it stands right now, Just a basic igneous extruder is not powerful enough to make enough smooth stone to keep the pulverizer and smelter running and produce excess stone. So, you know, I'm going to want to use stone to build as well. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade that. Let me go grab some lava. And I was actually thinking about, it was funny, I was thinking about making a chunk loader as well. However, chicken chunks is not in the pack, so the first chunk loader we're going to go for is going to be the Mine Factory Reloaded one. And it is a little bit expensive for us at this moment, so we will not be making that right now. I don't believe, now I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that the Mine Factory Reloaded one requires any kind of fuel, like ender pearls or anything. I don't think so. I don't want this cobblestone. Get that out of here. Okay. So that's got us a hardened igneous extruder. On its own, it doesn't actually do anything, but we are going to craft ourselves one of these accelerated extrusion upgrades. So instead of making 1 stone at a time, it's going to make 8 smooth stone at a time. So, oh, I'm actually going to need... Where'd it go? Oops. Just grab one of those. I'm actually going to need one of those. Okay, and then I'm going to need the 4 bronze that I made. We'll get that. And we'll just throw this in here. And now it's making 8 stone at a time, which will give us, you know, a bit of a increase on the stone. We'll get about 7 per operation. So, actually kind of nice. Eventually we'll upgrade all the machines up there and have it running really, really fast, but not at the moment. And the last thing that I want to cover just really, really quickly, just in case you guys don't know, I know chances are you probably do. Let's see, let me find this. And actually we're going to need one more of these. Let's go ahead and upgrade our tool station, because I want to get the stuff together to make a crossbow. Crossbows are so powerful and so nice, and I want to set one, you know, craft one and everything fairly soon. Also a sword to get heads would be really, really nice. Cool. I just double clicked it. Tell you what, let's just do this. Okay. That's wool, isn't it? Yep. They look really similar. Alright. So we'll go ahead and get our tool forge, and just that way we can make crossbows, and hammers would be really awesome, especially for digging areas out. Right here, these hammers, these excavators, all that stuff. I'm going to make a few of them off camera because I'm going to need hammers for actually clearing out the terrain and excavators for clearing out the terrain, stuff like that. But whenever I make the crossbow, I will cover it on camera because I'll use like one of the, you know, the really, really nice ones. So in case you don't know, you know, I'll get the parts prepped and everything, but we'll just throw it together real quick on camera, maybe next episode. I'm going to have to go up to one of the slime islands. However, now with our golden chocobo, that's really not an issue. So, I'll get that stuff done, and I'll try to get us moved over. Like I said, I mean, you know, with this modular storage, it's going to be so, so easy. And then we've got this bag. I'll make a couple more golden lassos, and, you know, the main thing's going to be moving the barrels over. That'll take a few trips, but that's okay. I mean, most of them are empty anyway, so they're mainly just buffers. So I'll work on that between this episode and next, and I can't promise that we're going to be moved over next episode, but I'll start getting everything moved over. But we'll see. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, please comment, like, subscribe. Very, very much appreciated. And I hope you guys join me for next episode. So until then, do take care. And as always, if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And your suggestions are very much appreciated. You guys have been doing a great job about that. And thank you again, MC Dodge, for your suggestions on the last episode. Very, very helpful. And yeah, so I hope you guys join me for next episode. And until then, do take care, and I will see you then.